Take it away.
Thank you, Axel Toss. And Lawler, just have one thing to say. I think that Leaf could have a shot, but Jazer needs to bust out the Merc.
I mean, he's been showing it in his montages, so he's got some practice with it. But other than you believing in it, I think everybody else is going to say Octane.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone in chat is probably doing RLCS Merc.
I'm pretty sure everybody in chat's doing Moy. Don't get
maybe. Hey, I'm being hopeful because I want Leaf to have a shot here, and in order to have a shot, you got to bust out the big guns. You got to get that Merc going.
It is the biggest gun he can choose, so
maybe. Indeed, but Devo getting picked up. Obviously, we got to see the highlights from last season. Devo on Mocket, and that whole team, pocket aces essentially. His old teammates, they made it in without him. Now, so we'll see if he makes it into league play as well.
Well, there's some roster changes too. Jazer actually used to be the sub for Flipside. He only played 1 week when I think it was Greasy was on vacation, and he did
pretty good.
He did.
I think he played 9 games, so like 3 series.
He did okay.
He did pretty good.
Marky and Cookser really held his hand, but like he was volatile to their strategy of winning because he existed, I guess, on their team during that.
I thought he did pretty good. I thought, way back in the day, he used to be on a top team. He was on a top team. I think it was SK. Was he on SK?
Yeah.
With Dedu, or with Dedu and another player.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them.
That's like 50%. That's almost passing.
A salty pirate. But we're going to get into the action here. We'll see if it's another blowout like we saw from the Flipside series. Northern Gaming, historically, one of the 3 Titan teams from Europe. And that was a close chance by Jazer, who's using the Dominus, so no Merc. They're probably going to lose.
Well, unfortunately for them, they've got to go against Northern Gaming, a team that has shown a lot of poise when it comes to playing at the top echelon of EU play.
Now all 3 players out. Remco's just going to try to buy some time. Does pick up the boost, and he's going to carry it past his own net. Krazik gets the demo, but Remco's going to push it right by the defense. Counterattack coming on. Devo's going to try to put this off the backboard. Going for that second touch, but it just rolls straight off the corner of the ceiling. Now Remco just ditches. Knew he wouldn't be able to approach that ball and get a good hit. Devo up on the wall, going for the clear, bounces out. Krazik sets it for GMS. GMS going with the shot, but Maestro gets a piece of it. The back pass from GMS is going to set up. Krazik tries to pass to himself. Remco shuts that down. Ball floating down to the orange half. Devo responds to the clear, and a good back pass from Remco and Devo.
What a back pass coming out from this Northern Gaming team. That ball played into midfield, mistake coming out there, but just immediately seeing his teammate. Amazing pass play, and it actually drew up 2 defenders as well. So difficult to defend.
I think this roster move was a good idea. Stamp of approval on picking up Devo.
On 1 goal, you're going to go with that?
Well, that play, I'm a believer. All it takes, love at first sight. It's a real thing. I'm in love with Northern Gaming. Now Devo up along the wall. Gets it by Krazik, who thought that was going to drop. GMS pops it up to Krazik, who gets another touch. Now GMS, Remco both driving by that one. Jazer with a little floppy shot on net. Maestro 1v1 situation, goes for the mind game, almost bans out. Now GMS to the sideline. Devo's going to get there first. Hits it up to Jazer, who's creeping on the wall. Maestro. Remco was waiting for that pass into the middle. Devo coming in. Maestro still up, goes for the touch. It's going to be open for Remco. Remco going for the shot. He kills it. Krazik in a weird spot. And Devo almost forces that in.
Doing a really good job, though, staying poised on defense, making sure to stop right in front of it and pop that back out. Sometimes too many people over-rotate, and it forces them out of position.
Krazik getting shut down by Remco on defense. Jazer trying to dribble this up. Off the wall, gets a pass out. GMS gets shut down by Remco, but Krazik's going to come in and tie it up.
Leaf turning on the pace. You see the pressure coming out. Pass back inside, like you said, from Jazer, and that initial shot saved, but 2 going up for it. You see Remco, as soon as he lands, tries to double jump, just not enough boost to get up and make the save, and then that pressure eventually following through. What a good shot coming in.
Yeah, Remco, he had a good idea. He pre-jumped. He knew the shot was going to come, and he wouldn't have time to react. So he just had to guess where the shot was going to go. Krazik just executed it very well. Now we're all tied up. Less than half the game left to go. Krazik putting a little Shot in on net. Remco with the touch. Maestro pops it up. Devo in a weird spot. GMS up in the air. He's going to beat him to it, but he couldn't put that on target.
Still applies a little bit of pressure. That shot is another one coming in from Jazer.
Jazer just needed to get that down. A good opportunity that passes by for Leaf. Now, Remco off the wall. Krasic up in the air. Going for the pass. Jazer with the demo on Devo. Both Remco and Maestro out, taking their time. Maestro passes it back over to Remco. GMS tries to break it up, does get a hit off the backboard, but Maestro gets it over to Devo off the crossbar.
So close. The awareness, though, for that pass, rather than taking the direct approach, he passes it even further outside and adds a sharper angle to it. I'm surprised he missed that shot, though. So close.
Now Devo up in the air, putting on the pressure. Krasic caught in no man's land. GMS and Jazer both driving out, chasing this one down. Remco in the corner beats Jazer with the dunk. Krasic's going to be the only one back. Devo with a shot. That one just slides right inside the crossbar for the go-ahead goal.
I like the thought process from Krasic here. He delays his hit just a little bit in hopes of buying himself time. The issue, though, is it also allows that other side on offense to kind of just space out and see what he's going to do, and then they attack.
He needed to hit that straight up the wall. He put it too far downfield, letting Devo get a good shot on it. He just needed to hit it straight across, but good pressure from Northern Gaming, and Devo picking him up. Lovely idea. Lovely idea.
It is panning out, and I think love at first sight is something I can't argue with, James.
Can't argue with love as Remco puts in the third goal. Northern Gaming starting to get their engines going.
Yeah, it's starting to rev up. You see that a lot of these top three teams is they start out, like we've mentioned all day today, a little bit of those feelers, they wait for a little bit, and then they get that confidence that we're looking for, and then they just punish you over and over again.
Now 2-goal lead. Leaf, they're back to the wall in game number 1. It's still early. This is a best of 5. Northern Gaming starting out quite strong. That give and go between Devo and Remco, one of the best plays, and just a long shot from Devo. Leaf, it's not looking good for them.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with when you're down by this much in this amount of time, you start to send the full house. You really have to.
He set it up.
Yeah,
he set it up.
You have to put so much effort into trying to make something out of nothing, and the issue is it leaves you very vulnerable.
Yeah, if you get weak shots on net like that, if you're going to put a shot in, you got to get some height on it, because when it bounces on the ground and you set up a bounce shot like that, you're allowing that other team to just blast it. And Devo saw that, he read it, and just launched it all the way across the map.
I mean, obviously you have some experience yourself of playing in a top 4 team before. Do you think it's nerves? I mean, possibly with these guys coming back and forth.
It's just skill differential. Remco and Maestro, they're another one of those duos that people talk about. You know, when you're talking about who's the best duo in Rocket League, at least, you know, it's mostly your team. And oh, hey, look, Jazer able to get one in the final seconds. So starting to build some momentum for game number 2.
You know, it's good. It basically solidifies to them, like, it is possible, guys. We did it twice. Just 2 more times and we would have tied it. Maybe.
But again, when you think about Northern Gaming, you think about that Remco Maestro combo, but Devo is coming in here, gets the hat trick, works with Remco downfield. Did you see Remco having 2 assists? Maestro playing a little bit of a supporting role, but Devo just popped off that game. And really, you know, we think of Remco Maestro for Northern Gaming, but now Devo on the squad, at least after this single game that we've seen here in their qualifier match, it's looking like they're going to be a good, well-rounded squad. Before, when you look at the statistics, Remco and Maestro pretty much identical. So it'll be interesting to watch this season from the stats perspective how Devo fits into this roster.
Right. We saw it, like, previously on their roster was Mystic, who is more of a defensive, more of a passive kind of supportive player. And they've transitioned that to the complete opposite. Someone who's extremely offensive heavy, someone that's really good in the air. And that now opens up so many options for this team when you have Remco and Maestro working together with those pass plays, and then just Devo's somewhere, and that's scary.
Well, they play when they had Greasy back in season 1. All 3 of them had pretty much the same stats. So will we see more of the Northern play style that we saw from the initial Northern Gaming when they had Greasy, where everybody was just playing so fast, so quickly? Before, they were well known for utilizing the backboard better than almost anyone else, but all the pro teams are there at this point where they're so good off the backboard. So now we'll just see, you know, does Devo fit in, and is it like old school Northern Gaming where all of the players on the team pretty much contribute evenly to the stats.
Well, they've always been respected as a very fast team, and with Devo as an addition, I don't expect that to change.
We'll see here in game number 2. Leaf falls in game 1, 4-2. Northern Gaming led by Devo's Assault, really punishing Leaf. But still, best of 5, there's hope yet for Leaf, and even if they lose this series, they'll have another chance going through the lowers. Now Devo up on the side of the wall, going off the ceiling, trying to pull off a Jazer shot, perhaps.
Well, you've actually seen him do that quite a bit in 1v1s that he's been playing. He's using that second jump, because when you come off the ceiling, you're not having to use that jump, and because of that, there's no time amount that you have to worry about. Oh, a shot from Devo.
Yep, Jazer likes to make use of that, sometimes flying off his own post, using the boost, bouncing off the ground, save that jump for the last second.
Makes it really tough to read.
Now Devo just lets it slide by and goes for another fake. Remco
He just wanted a 360. He's showing off for the fans.
Showing off is always a good thing, unless you lose because of it.
Hindsight's 2022, James.
Ball bouncing out. Devo with a long pass into the corner. Remco's going to try to set it up. Devo went for the bump instead of following up for that pass. Jays are going to go try to get the boost in the corner. Has to cut it short because of Maestro coming in. Maestro able to steal the boost and get out. Now GMS puts the ball into the corner. Devo challenging. Jazer has to make a play here. Maestro's ready for this clear. Pressure mounting. Northern Gaming trying to build this assault. Krazik trying to get him some space. Does get a long clear. And that's caught and killed by Remco, who gets a pop-up for Devo. Jazer trying to shut down the attack. Now Remco winning out on that 50-50. So important. Devo drops down to Remco, but Remco opts for boost. Jazer gets beat out by Maestro. Maestro just had one player left to beat, but now Northern Gaming composed themselves for the counter attack. Jazer on the wall, hitting it out. Remco is going to hit this off the backboard. It's going to bounce off the corner. No one's there from Northern. Maestro comes in late, and GMS is able to make the save.
You can tell this Northern Gaming team being very patient and determining in their shots. Like you saw a couple times. Oh, off the post!
Off the post, close one for Northern Gaming, and now still Devo's going to try to set this down. He gets a shot on net, making Jazer have to save it, and the follow-up from Remco gets the go-ahead goal for Northern.
Unfortunate for Leaf, even though they have all 3 players in net, stacking the box is just one after another. Like you said,
he dunked him.
Remco going over the top is just difficult. You have expectations of your teammate to bring it upfield.
Yeah, he Shaquille O'Neal'd him. Slamma jamma.
No, energy's for NA. That's an NA team.
Hey man, it's Rocket League in general. Don't throw the book at me. The dunk coming out, getting the lead for Northern Gaming, who are now up by 1. Lower scoring game, but still Northern keeping the lead. Devo barely missing out on that shot. Krazik's going to try to get out. GMS boost stolen by Devo. Northern Gaming pressure mounting, but that's going to allow Jazer to get a long clear. The demo from GMS gives a numbers advantage right now for Leaf. Jazer putting a shot on net. Not enough power on that one. Remco winning that 50-50. He's going to keep it in the orange half. Jazer knocks it out into the middle. Dangerous situation. Maestro up and Devo both up for that. Remco only one back. Uses the E-brake. Is able to turn on and get a stellar clear.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Jazer. He was just trying to get that out of his own zone, but the issue with him hitting it that far out of his car's area is it makes it very easy for Remco to contest and put it right back in.
Devo trying to go for the double touch. Looks like he didn't have the boost. The feels backflip man from Krazik. Jazer helps him out. Maestro getting it by 1. Gets that 50-50 to bounce out. It pops right over to Jazer. Jazer probably could have put a shot in on net, but didn't handle it in time. Now Remco looking for boost. Didn't find it, so he's just going to go for the clear and then look for boost. Devo hits it out into the middle, dangerous spot. Jazer, again, just loses possession instead of keeping control.
Maestro actually had a pretty poor touch there to the wall, but his teammates' awareness able to get in and play that back to maintain possession. Really heads-up play coming out from Northern Gaming.
Krazik with the clear down the sideline. Maestro ready for it. GMS we've seen Leaf. They've had a couple chances to make something happen. A couple open shots on net, but they haven't gotten the greatest shots. GMS is going to try to dribble this one out. Flings it by all of the Northern Gaming defense. It's going to try to pass that one down, but Remco gets the touch. Devo up along the wall. Jazer challenging. Maestro's going to try to flick it by, but Krasic gets that win. Remco has to get that hit. Does get a long, clear final seconds, and that's going to be a Krasic own goal in favor of Devo.
Well, they're trying to apply all this pressure yet again, and as you see Krasic, he's up on the wall and gets beat out with that beautiful clear from Remco. And because of that, he's rotating backwards and just jumps up and puts up an effort.
It's tough to tell had that gone in had Krasic not hit that. Devo was going for the redirect, and he might have had it. But that just ensured it when he helped kind of pinch it in.
I mean, in Krasic's position, are you really going to risk Devo going for a redirect? I don't think so, man.
You have to go for it because time is running out right now. Right. You're down by 1. You have to tie it up and force overtime. But Northern Gaming having none of it. The enforcer, Remco, 27 bumped cars.
Devo just is meant to be in the air. Even when he's on the ground, has to be on the ground. He still wants to be flying in that celebration. Yeah,
Remco and Devo yet again leading the charge. Maestro taking a little bit of a back seat. Only 75 points, getting 1 save and 1 shot. But Maestro, you know, he was hanging in the back quite a bit, and you know he didn't really have to do much.
No, and it's paying off for them. Having the ability to just let loose as 2 players and play kind of mindless is awesome because you go for things without hesitation. There's no setback for that. Obviously, there's an easy way to get punished for it, but when you have someone like Maestro just waiting back there, then go, so be it. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those situations where Remco and Devo, they're like, you know, we'll take this. Remco, you know, maybe sip on some lemonade, some tea maybe. Just take a break. We got this.
Yeah, make it a quick one, though.
But right now, Leaf eSports down. They're down 2 games in the series. They have to reverse sweep. At this point, I'm really thinking it's going to be a 3-0.
It's hard to argue with that on that situation. It's just a matter of Leaf. They had some pressure in the early beginning. All their goals have been just a matter of constant pressure. The issue is when it doesn't pan out and they do apply that pressure, we see long clears.
And they've got to start taking advantage of their opportunities. There were some times where there was a ball bounced down. They had a chance to either put a shot on net or get a really hard pass off the backboard, and they just put it off to the side or didn't get enough power on it. So they really just need to take advantage of the few chances they're getting if they hope to steal a game from Northern.
Yeah, a lot of it seems to be as forcing pressure as well. Like I'm surprised they don't want to slow it down and actually pass it back and utilize someone back on defense to bring it back in for like another attempt.
Well, Northern is just not giving them any space. So they've got to just capitalize. They've got to take their few chances and make the most of them because the Northern is going to have more opportunities to score. Now Maestro carrying it up the wall or the sideline. GMS trying to get it by Devo. Devo gets a pop. Remco's going to pass that off the backboard. Devo with a little flick. Maestro wants to go for it. Now Remco just launches
blasting it into the corner.
Maestro with the block that's going to bounce out into the middle. GMS with a little bit of a touch. Dangerous situation. Remco coming in. Maestro's going to be like, thank you very much. I'll take your goal and add it to my stat line.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we talk about goal stealing. That's the way to secure it. Just a little bit extra confident.
To be fair, if he had ball cam on, he wouldn't have been able to tell if somebody was coming in from the side, from the boost, you know, launching.
There was one approaching.
There was one approaching, and you know, Remco, he's had enough goals. Maestro just wants a piece.
Right. It's good to get all your teammates involved, even if it was going in anyway. It's fine.
Oh, and that little touch from Devo puts it out of reach. Remco, Devo, please score it. Oh, that was going to be a highlight. That was going to be a highlight if he made that happen. That Devo touch to keep possession. That was dirty.
It's crazy what these guys can do in a split second. Just that quick little touch, like you said, to get it past. Sets up so many options for his teammates.
He made that defender look like he was in Little League. Now, a minute and a half gone. Northern Gaming has the lead yet again. Devo up in the air. Krasic is going to beat him to it. But Remco comes in and blasts it. And the clears from Northern Gaming have just been amazing.
Yeah, they're not leaving anything to chance either, which is great. Even clears like that, like, as soon as Leaf pushes it back out, there's someone waiting on this Northern Gaming team to put it right back in immediately. Even stuff like that by Remco is really smart. There was 2 defenders approaching from this Leaf team. He just hits it back, maintains possession.
Yeah, that back pass again, you know, teams who are really comfortable at the passing game, not afraid to pass it back, and Northern Gaming firing on all cylinders right now. They're trying to put up a showcase performance similar to Flipside.
Unfortunately, some of those back passes getting in the way of each other, but it seems to be working out. But this is those opportunities that you talked about Leaf needs to capitalize on.
Maestro with that dunk. That's going to be dangerous. GMS keeps it out of the net. Remco with another block, the 50-50. The challenges from Northern Gaming just must be so annoying for Leaf. Then Devo's going to come in to try to force that one in. Ball still not out. Maestro retreating back, trying to slow this attack down. Does so wonderfully, and now gets the dribbles, getting possession of it. Takes his time. Jazer's able to knock it by, and Krazak's actually going to dunk him.
Really well played by Krazak. I was on his camera during that, and he was rotating really, really wide. And as soon as that pinch comes out, he sees Devo trying to play that across, and dangerous for him playing that in front of his own net. Krazak reads it perfectly and ties this back up.
Defensive mishap on that counterattack. He dribbled a little bit too long, allowed himself to get dunked, and then Devo trying to pass it back just got red. He got red by Krazak, and Krazak ties it up. We're even. We might see Leaf steal a game here.
Well, like you said, capitalizing on those chances. One there. Can they do it again? 2 minutes left. It's do or die for this team. Otherwise, they drop into the lower bracket of our qualifying matches for Season 3.
If Northern Gaming take this down, they will be the third team to qualify for the European League play. So far, we've had Pocket Aces and Flipside Tactics make it in.
Teams filled with rosters we've seen lots of times. A little bit more consistent.
Yeah, the number 1 and 2 teams in the world.
Oh, Remco! Oh, he goes for another one!
Remco almost using his mind to get it by the enemy. Now Devo's taking his time, goes for the bump, he takes him out! Oh, man. Remco with a little bit of hesitation, but that play from Devo was savage.
Well, you're so used to Devo going for those stellar plays and decides to just be like, you know what, I'm going to wait for, the dribble play from Maestro. He gets it all, the save for the follow.
It's in! What a save from Jazer!
Leaf fighting to stay alive. Oh, a shot!
Oh my, Jazer had to make that save. He's going to put that up on his channel later.
Oh my goodness. Leaf really turned it on this game.
I for sure thought that was going in. Jazer keeping his team's hopes alive. Now Remco's going to follow this up. Will we see an air dribble? He's going for the double touch perhaps? No. Just goes for it off the backboard. Maestro kills the ball. Tries to win the 50-50, but that pops out. Remco with a hit back. Jazer knocks it into the corner, buying his team some time. That's going to come right back in on net. Jazer and GMS both go for it. Devo's going to hit it into the corner or on the side. Remco gets another touch. Just 10 seconds to survive until overtime. This is a dangerous spot. It's going to go out in front of net, but GMS gets a good touch. Now, as soon as that ball hits the ground, we're going to have overtime. Maestro keeps it up. Remco keeping it alive off the backboard. This is dangerous.
Can he get to it?
No, he can't. In overtime in game number 3. That one's so close to going in the final 0 seconds.
I think you and I both expected him to let that settle, but he saw Devo up on the wall and was immediately passing it up to him. Really good awareness yet again from Northern Gaming, but in front of their net, dangerous spot.
Now, if Northern Gaming can get this final goal, they will qualify for league play. GMS in his own half, trying to dribble it out. Shut down by Maestro. Devo gets that block. A pinch clear coming out. It's going to allow the counterattack to happen for Leaf. Maestro waiting for boost, has to retreat. Maestro, the pinch goes by him. He's going to get there in time, though. The demo coming out from GMS. We've seen quite a few demos from Leafs in this series. Oh, Devo misses that one. GMS is going to go for the pass to Krazak. Krazak leaves it. That messes up Maestro. And GMS backflips on accident. So the counterattack, or the attack slowing down for Leaf, but they still keep it in Northern's half.
Well, you're seeing Devo go a lot more for these bumps. Even in that last one, like he had a defender in front of him one-on-one and knew his teammate was behind him. He went for the bump again and then was hoping his teammate was going to be able to follow it up afterwards. But these pass plays.
Jazer dropped that down wonderfully for GMS, but GMS not able to put it in. Maestro versus Krazak. Jazer Fakes it again, goes for that pop, but Maestro reads it. GMS up in the air, wins the 50-50. Dangerous spot. This one's up in the air. Maestro backflips on accident. GMS trying to sneak it by.
Lucky break from Maestro there with that backflip. Thought he was going to get punished for it.
Now we're almost 2 minutes into overtime. Next goal wins. Leaf has to complete the reverse sweep to make it in. Northern Gaming just has to get one goal, and they'll qualify for league play. Devo's going to put that on target. GMS gets back, makes the save. This one bounces out into the middle. GMS getting shut down by Maestro. Maestro and Remco working together. Jazer with another clear that just relieves all the pressure.
Leaf doing a pretty good job getting this ball and fighting off this pressure as they're starting to ramp it up again.
Ooh, second touch from Devo. Now Jazer's going to have a shot. Remco shuts it down. Maestro with full boost is going to follow this one up. He's going to try to get this pass. No, he goes for the shot!
Shot from Maestro, top right.
He goes for the shot, and this puts Northern Gaming through. They are the third team to qualify for league play, and he just feathers that boost and puts it in an unreachable spot in the upper 90. What a shot from, or was that Maestro?
Yeah,
the
Maestro,
finisher,
yeah.
Overtime goal and an aerial goal. Maestro putting him through.
Well, the way that he played that, in most cases we see these guys pass it up the wall and then follow it with an air dribble. Maestro jumped into it, pinched it off the wall, waited to see if anybody went for it, and then went for the aerial.
He must have been listening to the stream, or he finished his tee. He's like, hey, I'm done. I'm ready to play. Let's do this.
He's done with his timeout.
But that was quite a performance from Maestro. He really stepped it up, getting that overtime goal, and then just the onslaught of shots.
We had both goals that
shot.
match.
Yes.
It really stepped up. Like you said, tea time's over.
Tea time is over indeed. And we're going to go back to the analyst desk where they'll break down that match. Axel Toss, back to you.